Hi everyone, welcome to Greeklish Outdoors. Today we are looking at a long shelf life ration pack from Germany. So stick around. So I bought this ration pack probably a year and a half, if not 2 years ago. And it's been sat on my shelf and I've just been waiting for the moment to review it. It is a 24-hour ration. It's made by a German company called Feddeck Dauerwaren, and they make lots of different rations, including some which are very, very similar to the German military ration. In fact, this one also shares some aspects with the German military ration too. Anyway, let's take a closer look. So there's the Feddeck Dauerwaren long shelf life ration pack, otherwise known as the EPA Type 10. It weighs 2.14 kilograms and contains 4,200 calories. Right, let's open her up and show you what we get inside. So there you can see, pack full of different items, including some tin food, some packaging, some accessories. Now let's go through all the contents individually and show you what we actually get. First thing we get is a 400-gram tin of currywurst. We get a 170-gram tin of chocolate cake. We get a 200-gram can of what it translates to country liver sausage. We get a 170-gram can of rye bread. A 125-gram pack of Panzerplatten, which are crackers. We get a travel lunch freeze-dried berry muesli. A 50-gram pack of chocolate. We get 3 100ml packets of water. We get a pack of strawberry jam and a pack of apricot jam. And then we have the accessory pack, which contains some veggie stock, 4 isotonic beverages, orange flavour, a pack of tissues, a black tea bag, 2 packs of Nescafe Gold Espresso, 2 coffee creamers, a box of matches, a 1-gram packet of salt, and 4 4-gram packs of sugar. So that is everything in this German long life EPA ration. Lots of different food in there, some snacks. Right, let's start out with breakfast. Right, on this windy morning, we're going to start out with the muesli. We're going to have those Panzerplatten crackers, the strawberry jam, the apricot jam, and a coffee with cream. Right, first off, let's rehydrate this muesli. That's what it looks like inside. Let's let it rehydrate for a couple of minutes. Anyone who's seen previous videos will know I often have the coffee cold, and today is no exception. Plus this morning I don't have a stove with me. I'm hoping it's going to go into the water better than some of the previous coffees I've had on these rations. Doesn't look like it. After persevering a little bit, most of the coffee has gone into the water now. Well, let's open up these crackers. So you get 12 crackers in a pack. That's what they look like. I'm going to try one by itself. Actually, they're biscuits, more like sweet biscuits. So we'll get half of them out for now. If all that gets any closer, I might have to end up eating this breakfast in the pickup. Right, let's open up this apricot jam. I've had this before and it was delicious, so I'm looking forward to trying this again. Lovely glossy orange colour. Spread a bit of that on this sweet biscuit. Let's try a little bit on its own. Yeah, that's delicious. Let's now try the strawberry one. Again, a lovely glossy colour. I don't know what it is about a lot of jams in ration packs, but they always seem to be great. Let's try the apricot one. delicious. It goes really, really well with those biscuits. It's slightly sour, it's sweet, it's bursting with apricot flavour. As you can hear, the biscuits have got a great crunch and a really nice combination. Next, the strawberry. Wow, amazing. There's real pieces of fruit in this. I can see even the seeds from the strawberries. It tastes nice and light and sweet and again slightly sour. It goes really well with these very mildly sweet biscuits. That crunch and that soft jam goes really, really well together. Let's try this cold coffee. It's nice and a bit of creamer for a change. It's very dark and bold, as you might say, for a coffee. Yeah. It's coffee. As someone who doesn't really like coffee that much, it's all right. It's not unpleasant. It's quite smooth. Of course, getting a nice caffeine boost out of that. I'm sure it tastes better with a little bit of sugar in there. For me, you might like it black, or maybe with just cream, or maybe with just sugar. But yeah, it's okay. To be honest, I'm much more looking forward to the black tea, which is much more my kind of thing. Anyway, the coffee went down easy, good caffeine boost, fairly nice taste as coffee goes. Yeah, that's all right. Let's check out this fruit muesli. Here we have it. It's all nicely hydrated. Bursting with berry flavour. I can taste some rehydrated dried apples. I can taste some other fruit as well. Some nice seeds, some nice oats. A tiny bit of creaminess, but not much. The milk flavour is not coming through as much as the sour berries, but it's pleasant. And a full pouch of this, I'd definitely be full for the morning, especially a combination with those biscuits and jam. It's chewy, it's soft, it's sweet, it's sour. It's very pleasant. It's a very good, standard quality muesli. So apart from a couple of biscuits, that's our breakfast done. Very nice. I'm very satisfied. I've saved half the biscuits for later on for a snack. But yeah, I'm full, I'm satisfied, and I'm ready to move on with my day. So I will bring you back for lunch. Right, it's lunchtime. We're going to have the liver sausage, the rye bread, some chocolate, a black tea, an isotonic beverage, and we're going to try that water too. Right, let's get cracking. Right, first let's open this rye bread. I've had these tins before. I like the fact they come with a plastic lid so you can eat part now and seal it up to keep it fresh for later. And there is your rye bread. Let's look. You get 6 pieces. Smells really good. Smells exactly like what I come to expect with rye bread. Next, this liver sausage. Again, we get a plastic lid so we can seal it up for later if we don't eat it all. With all that fat on the top, it doesn't look as appetizing, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's dig in. This liver sausage has an expiry date of 2028, so it should be good for a few more years yet. Spread it on a piece of this rye bread. Right, let's see what it tastes like. Smells like liver. It's very nice. Very heavy, I think for lunch, having all this bread and all that liver sausage might be a bit too much. But it's tasty. It's packed full of fats in there, of course, some protein in there too. Obviously they've got the carbs and the fibre from the rye bread. Does it blow my head off in taste wise? No, but it's good enough. It would definitely satisfy me for lunch, and probably more so. I definitely want those lids to keep some of this for later on. In fact, along with the main meals, unless I was in a cold weather environment, this would probably last me for 2 days. I think for lunch, a couple of slices of this, covered in the liver sausage, would be more than enough. So now I'm going to make up this isotonic beverage, this 3.5 gram sachet. It actually states it only requires 200 mils of water. So actually I'm going to use 2 of these Trinkwasser packets. Got a nice orange colour. Cheers, or Prost! It's orangey. It's definitely got a lot of salt in it. There's some sweetness. The first hit I got was salty, and so that's why I was a bit, oh my god. But actually, after a second drink of it, it's not too bad. I know it's meant to rehydrate you, so you need the salts in there, but I don't really like salty drinks. Anyway, the orange flavour is very, very mild, but very pleasant. And actually, overall, it's not too bad. Right, next, let's try this chocolate. I'm presuming it's dark chocolate like what I've had before. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, during storage, it has bloomed quite a bit. Let's give it a try. And the blooming's gone quite far through. Has it affected the taste? Yes. It's quite crunchy and crumbly, but not in a way that dark chocolate they should be. It's still pleasant enough, but I know when they're fresh, they taste much better. Still though, a nice morale boost having some chocolate, but these things do need to be stored properly. But yeah, okay still. I can still taste the deep, rich chocolate. It doesn't say on the packaging how much cocoa's in this. And this chocolate bar, it actually states it goes off on December 2025. So not all the components in this ration are for long-term storage. So watch out for that if you buy one of these rations. You have to keep an eye on these things. Right, now time for our black tea to finish off our meal. I'm having it cold because it is a nice warm day and I do like a cold tea. So we're going to let that brew for a few minutes, a little bit longer than normal as it takes longer to diffuse into the cold water. I'm not sure you can see that, but our tea is diffused nicely into the water. Nice, fresh and light black tea. It's fairly mild as it's been done in cold water. I like that on a nice warm day like today. A nice light black tea, cold, is very, very tasty. On a cold day, nice strong black tea is much nicer, but this will do fine for now. Very refreshing, especially after quite a heavy, fatty lunch. It was a tasty lunch, but would I choose to have liver sausage for my lunch? Not particularly. It was fine, it was tasty enough, but with that rye bread it's a bit heavy, to be honest. Anyway, there's still some left. I couldn't eat it all, and I suppose if I needed to I could have it as a snack on the go later on. Right, so that is lunch done, but I'm looking forward to dinner because I've kind of saved the best till last, the currywurst and that nice chocolate dessert. Anyway, I'll bring you back later on for dinner. I just want to take a short break from the video to say thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, as it really helps the channel out and will help us continue to make these videos. There are links to other ways on how to support this channel in the description of this video. There are also links to social media like Instagram and X. But for now, back to the video. So it's dinner time and we have the rest of the rye bread. We've got the chocolate pudding, the currywurst, we've got some of the stock cubes. We're going to have a coffee with cream and sugar this time. And we've got the last of the water, which we're going to put 2 of the ice tonic beverage powders in this time, just to see if it makes it any tastier. Right, first up, let's get this currywurst heated up. Kind of exploded on me, which is slightly concerning, as usually that means it's under pressure, which means there could be some contamination, but there's no real way I can find out right now. Anyway, let's heat it up and see where we go from here. Whilst we're waiting for the currywurst to heat up, let's make up this ice tonic beverage. So as I said, I'm going to use 2 this time. Just state use 200 mils of water. So because I only have 100 in this Trinkwasser, I'm going to have to top up with a little bit of my own. Just going to add a tiny bit more. So I do want it to be stronger in flavour than last time. That'll do. Cheers. It's almost got a slight fizz to it. Yeah, that's much better. It's sweeter, it's stronger in orange flavour. You can still taste the salt, you can taste the sweetness as well. Yeah, it's just a much nicer beverage having 2 of these sachets in maybe 200 mils of water, something like that. So as you saw then, the currywurst, it is heating up, but due to the fact it did squirt out when I opened the can, which is quite a telltale sign of it being spoiled. I did have a quick look online now just to check if there's anything else which can make the food squirt out of the can like it did, and it's normal to have a slight hiss, but not squirt out. If anything, air should come in. So because of that, and because of the fact I've had bad food poisoning before, once I opened a can of horse meat which squirted out a little bit on a Kazakhstan ration, unfortunately I won't be eating this currywurst, and it does pain me because I've been looking forward to trying this currywurst for a long time, and the fact it does say 2033 on the can is disappointing. And of course, if you were in a survival situation and relying on this food, then you would risk getting seriously ill if you ate something like this and it was contaminated. Now, I can't be sure that it is contaminated. It's just the squirting out under pressure is quite a telltale sign, as I said, that the fact it is possibly spoiled. Without a microbiology lab here, I can't confirm that, of course. But is it worth the risk? No, not for me. I don't need to be ill, potentially end up in hospital due to some spoiled food. So unfortunately, no currywurst today. The image you saw just then is the closest we're going to get to it, I'm afraid. So I am going to dispose of that, and we're going to move on to the rest of the food, and hopefully that's all right. Right, so now I'm going to heat up some water, because we do have the coffee and we do have that stock cube. Right, whilst we're waiting for the water to heat up, let's open this chocolate cake, and hopefully this won't squirt everywhere as well. Ooh, nice chocolate cake. Smells lovely and rich. Let's get stuck into this. Nice chocolate cake. In fact, you could probably heat this up as well. I'm sure there's some sort of chocolate sauce on it because I can see it around the edge. But it's just as nice cold. Luckily, no hiss and splurting with this can. But it's a nice, rich chocolate cake. It's crumbly. I'm trying not to eat my hair at the same time. It's a little bit dry, if I'm honest. But that could just be due to the fact it's cold and maybe heated up, it'd be a little bit more moist when the kind of chocolate sauce melts in it. There is some sort of paper casing on the bottom, so I'm sure you probably could tip it out, but I'm just eating it out of a can to make it easier for me. I'm glad I've got something for my dinner, because with the currywurst likely being spoiled, then I'd be very hungry if I didn't have this, to be honest. I actually still have a couple of the crackers left from this morning, so I could still eat those as well. So it's not a total loss. So I'm going to put the coffee in this cup. And we'll put the stock in my little pot which I'm heating the water up in. So the coffee is very finely ground. I can't remember if I mentioned that before. Put the creamer in and just a little bit of sugar, like maybe half the pack. It looks like just one big stock cube. Okay, let's add that to the water. A little bit of this coffee. Yeah, it's actually really nice with a little bit of sweetness to it this time. For someone like me who's not a big coffee drinker, or someone who likes it that much, adding a little bit of sugar to a coffee which is quite strong like this helps get it down. Cheers. Or should I say Prost? There's the stock. Let's give that a try. Cheers. Whoa, it's so salty in the amount of water that I've added. It's tasty, it's got a lovely flavour to it. I think maybe adding twice as much water as I have would make it much more palatable, but I still kind of like it. You can see the layer of oil on the top, so obviously it's got some fats in it, good calories there. And it's nice and warming. It's really good to have a warming drink, I think, especially on a cold evening. So yeah, I like that. So with the last few biscuits and a little bit of coffee, that is the end of dinner. Disappointed about the currywurst. You might think I'm being a bit paranoid and been a bit of a wuss about not eating it, but you did see when I opened the can up, it did squirt out. And as I said, I've been hit with food poisoning from canned food in the past in ration packs, and I don't want to go through it again. So unfortunately, that was gone. Now, of course, that is quite a blow to the ration, as that was the big main meal we were having. But things like this happen. The can didn't feel that bloated or pressurized to me until I actually opened it. Nothing I can really do. But the rest of the items in the ration were great. I like the rye bread, I love the jam, the biscuits were great and got a lovely crunch to them, but not going to break your teeth by eating them. The coffee and tea were completely fine as well. The isotonic beverages, once I gathered you add more of the beverages to a small amount of water, then that meant that was great too. Overall, I liked it. A nice solid ration, lots of different food and snacks and drinks in there. Shame about my currywurst, of course, but I'm sure my ration is the exception because I've had rations from this company before and they've been absolutely perfect. So unfortunately for me, this was a bit of a one-off. Well, even though I missed out on the currywurst, I'm actually quite full and I'm ready to wind down my day. So that's the end of this review. If you've got any comments on the ration or anything else, if you want me to review any other rations in the future, let me know in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, much love, auf Wiedersehen.